Welcome back to another episode of Chalk Talk. Today we have strongman Francis McCambridge with us.
Hello, everyone.
We've got a couple of questions we're going to ask him in regard to strongman.
I'm just trying to get this mic on. Hold on. There we go.
So the first question I have for you, Francis, is when was your first strongman competition?
So first strongman competition would have been July last year, June last year maybe. It was over in England, so it was ran by Chaos Strength Competitions. It was a beginner one though, so it wasn't done in weight categories, wasn't done in age, anything like that. It was just sign up for it, go and do it. So yeah, I ended up being against 25 other people in the category, and I came first, it wasn't expected really. Even like Chris and all said the day before, sort of like, look, there's a lot of people, there'll be bigger guys, there'll be stronger guys, there'll be fitter guys, like just go and do what you know you can do, and then if it's enough on the day. So yeah, good wee competition though.
I'm sure it was a good experience to be in that type of social circle and get the experience up.
Yeah.
In strongman, it's very different to powerlifting. Everything's a lot more, it's just done differently.
Yeah.
When we speak about technical events, we speak about the skills it takes to execute some of these events. From what you've done and trained for, what is the most technical event you've done?
See, the thing with strongman training is every lift is different. So even if it's a pressing, log is different to axle, which is different to dumbbell. They all have a different technique to them. Your likes of deadlifts, similar deadlift is a deadlift. If it's axle bar deadlift, once again, slightly different. Sandbag to shoulder, different to atlas stones to shoulder. Like, they are all technically different. But as long as you have the general power coming from leg drive, coming from shoulder power, pushing power, grip, if you have all them things down, you can do all the events, you know what I mean? But it is different. Every lift is different. Every lift is technically different.
Yeah, I can also imagine is, you know, when you're speaking about technicality when it comes to lifting, when you're a powerlifter, there's a lot of technicality going into form. You perfect your form, and that sets you up for so much more. I'd imagine the technicality behind that is very similar in your sport.
Yeah. People tend to think of strongman and think like, oh, they're just picking something up and moving with it, and it's just a lot of brute force. But not saying it's not. It is a lot of brute force for some of them. But the likes of powerlifting, likes of anything, if you want to be good at it, it comes down to a precise technique and doing that over and over and over again and becoming perfect at it. And once you become perfect at it, you then add 5 more kilos, and then you perfect that down to a T. Now, if you can perfect everything in a strongman show, then if everything's perfect, you can't not do well. Do you know what I mean? If your form's off, if anything happens, things will go wrong. So if you perfect everything, then you tend to do well.
So, in strongman, what would you say is the most physically demanding event that you have to do?
See, once again, it depends. Everyone will be different. Everyone will either tend to be good at pressing or good at deadlifting. My deadlift is okay. It's not probably where it should be. There's a lot of improvement needed for it still, you know, but what was the question? Strongman's a lot of fitness.
Yeah.
Like a lot of fitness. Like, I'm in here every morning at the minute. Cardio, fan bike, skier, even like sandbag rows and stuff like that. A lot of conditioning needs done for it. And I'd say the conditioning is the hardest part of it. It's the most physically demanding because a big guy can come in and lift 140 kg in a sandbag. But the difference is, can he go 50 metres as fast as he can? That bit's going to be hard for him.
Because whenever I'm watching strongman events, for the likes of farmers' walks and stuff like that, I would have thought that is extremely fatiguing.
Yeah.
I know if I tried that, I'd probably drop dead after a couple of metres.
It's the likes of the yoke and stuff, even like yoke into farmers is one of my events coming up here. And it's like, it's only 10 metres, it's 10 metres yoke, run back 10 metres farmers, but for the sake of running 20 metres, like, I am dead after. I'm like on the ground, someone phone me an ambulance, get me like an oxygen mask sort of thing, like, you know. Obviously everything's under a load. Yoke's 280 kg, farmers 110 kg each hand. So the strength is there, but if you lift 110 kg in farmers and you walk, you're going to lose because someone else is running down there 10 metres as fast as they can. So the physically demanding part tends to be the conditioning side of strongman, definitely.
Yeah. So I know I'm currently 3 weeks out of my competition, and I know mental is a big thing. But mentally, I'm going in here and just thinking, I got this. And I can imagine your mindset would be similar, but obviously everyone has their own different ways of thinking about it. So how would you mentally go into a competition?
See, last competition I was at was in England, as I said, so we went the night before, stayed in a hotel and all, because it was up the next morning, 8 o'clock, sign in and all that there, like you do. So like that whole night, no sleep whatsoever. The names came out the night before of who was competing. So I was sitting on Instagram and Facebook trying to look up 25 boys and all, and trying to find out, like, right, what's their deadlift, what's this, that, and the other. Yeah, that night, no sleep whatsoever. Horrible. Just trying to think and being like, right, need to do well here tomorrow, like too stressed and all that there. It's the same for this one. The names came out, I've already looked them all up, and I sort of know who I'm against and what they're going to do. But you can never go in thinking I'm going to win. It's good to have that mindset of, I want to win, but it's good to have the mindset to want to go in and win, but it's foolish to always think, I'm going to go in here and come first.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
I know that's something you always have heavily relied on us as the powerlifting team. It's always good to walk in and be like, I think I'm going to win, or set out your ambitions. Like we've had the same conversation for some of us ambition, go represent Northern Ireland for the Commonwealth. Like that's a good way to think about it, but don't think you're going to do it.
Yeah.
Just think you have the opportunity to do it.
Yeah. And it comes down to whether this competition, 7th of March, is 2 weeks out here, so not this Saturday, the next.
Yep.
I'll go and I'll do 100% of my effort. Like, no matter what, 100% will be given that day. But someone else could still beat me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Someone else who's been doing it 5 years longer, someone else who just is generally stronger or better at events. There's nothing I can do with that. So to get in the mindset of, if I don't come first here, I'm a loser, I'll not do it again. You can't be that way, because if you give 100%, same as powerlifting, you give 100% of what you have, 5 months down the line, 6 months down the line, do another competition and just beat what you did last time, see yourself improving. You do it for long enough, eventually you will climb the leaderboard, you will eventually be the first place somewhere.
Yeah.
But it's hard to do that first comp, second comp, third comp round, like, you know what I mean? But yeah.
I think when we talk about strongman and powerlifting, a lot of people always think in first, second, third, and that's where you want to be. But the real side of it is there is a lot of individuality in it.
Yeah.
It is an individual sport with podiums in it. You know, you look at sports like boxing, and that is an individual sport. It comes down to who's better.
Yeah.
It's much similar to this, but I almost see it as there's a lot less toxicness in our sports.
Yeah.
Because people are there for themselves, in a sense.
Yeah, like I'm competing in Derry. I was up Derry last weekend and training and stuff, and was training with a few guys in categories above me, and got talking to one boy who I'm competing against now, and he came up and he was like, oh, we're competing against each other, like, and I got talking to him, and I was like, oh, how's your training going and that there, like, same as the powerlifting, usually I'll meet up, usually we'll talk.
Yeah.
You're against each other next week, but like, for every other day of the year, like, you are friends, you train together, you help each other out, which is important in every sport, like, you know what I mean, and then if someone does win, it's a well done, mate, you deserve that, that was good, like, you beat me. The thing with strength sports is, if you win, you win. If someone beats you, you can't say, no, he didn't beat me. I should have won that, because if he lifts more than me in a deadlift, he wins. Do you know what I mean? There's no denying anything in it.
And this takes us back to that thing I said about boxing, in a sense, was people always going on about, oh, this fighter should have won that fighter should have won that was rigged.
Yeah.
You can't rig strength sports.
No.
It comes down to you as what you lift off that platform or what you push across that like block, you know, it really is just who is better.
Yeah.
The next question we have for you, Francis, is, did you always intend on becoming a strong man?
No, definitely not. Like, I started gym when I was 15 or so, and the same reason everyone does is to look good down at the beach with your top off, like, you know what I mean? That everyone starts for that reason. But no, I never thought about strongman. I did used to like stuff like log press and stuff, like I would have come back here and done it just by myself. I don't think I knew it was a strongman thing at that time or anything. But no, I've been through different things. I've thoughts on being a bodybuilder at one stage, and then powerlifting sort of crossed my mind on the other and stuff. But it was mainly Chris. Chris was sort of like, right, let's get you a goal, because you probably find yourself, like, without powerlifting, like any of you lads doing it, you'd be in here training, you do bench press and cable flies and then biceps, and that's you done. But it gets very boring after a while with no real goal. Even if your goal, I'm not saying everyone has to compete, but even a goal like, right, I want to drop 3 pounds by the end of the month, or I want to be able to increase my 5k by this amount of time, and all this here. Like, if you have a goal, it's easier to keep training for that goal, whether it's your own personal goals, whether it's competitions. So Chris sort of clicked onto that, was like, right, let's get him doing something, because his training's bad, he's away with it, like, you know. So started, I don't know how I started exactly, I just sort of trained with Chris.
Just fell into it.
Yeah, obviously I was so awesome at it.
Yeah.
That he was like, this is the new world's strongest man right here, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, he was like, that kid is good.
See, it's funny you say that, because I almost had a similar story that with powerlifting. As we all know, I was in the armed forces for a couple of months, and I came back on injury. And as we know, Braden, our former powerlifter, he started helping me get back in the gym after I came back. We started doing strength training for powerlifting, and we found out that I responded extremely well to it, and it was how my body just responded to training.
Yeah.
And I turned around and said, you need to go talk to Ethan, and you need to get into powerlifting. And here we are, over a year later, and 3 weeks out of my first competition, hopefully going to go in and smash it. Hopefully. Got some good competition. We've actually got somebody in our gym competing against, which is Peter, if he makes weight.
That's right, Peter, if he makes weight.
Yeah.
He's only a kid over here, he'll make weight. Don't worry, Pete, you got it. You got it.
But I suppose also that type of thing, but Peter also goes back to what we were saying when we were talking to the boy from Derry. It's always nice to have that competitiveness, but, you know, on that Saturday, me and Peter are going to compete, we're going to hate each other. But every other 364 days a year, we're best friends.
Yeah, like, I will not talk to this guy when I see him again, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I might, like, go and kick him or something. See you watching this video, I'm sorry, mate, I won't, like, you are dead on. But yeah, while you're competing against each other, it's like, I want to beat you, because I want to win, but as long as you can stand there and be like, here, fair play, mate, you did win that, that's 100%, like, you deserve that trophy, you deserve that spot. That's all that really matters, like, you know?
Yeah. So, as we know, Strongman contends of a lot of different events. What would you say your favourite event is, and what would you say your most hated event is?
Favourite is probably log press. I like a log press, but once again, it's just because I do log press a lot, so I become good at it. It's the same repetition of it. Log press is sitting at and do 120 for a couple singles and all. Like, most hated event, I don't like deadlifts, even though it's such a big part of strongman.
Yeah.
Massive part of strongman. Like, you'll always deadlift in a competition, no matter where it is. If it's for reps, if it's 1 rep max, if it's trump weights, you will always deadlift. But I just don't like deadlifts. Don't like them. I'm very iffy with deadlifts. Like, I came in here, pulled 240 yesterday, dead on, easy. But the week before that, like, I couldn't pull 200 off the ground. Do you know what I mean? And it's just a weird thing that I have.
I almost have the same thing, you know. Like, my most hated thing would be deadlift, is because we talk about compounds, but deadlift is that full body compound that really does fatigue you, and in powerlifting, that's why it's last.
Yeah.
That's why it is your final lifts. You know, I used to hate squats, and then I got good at them, so I was like, yeah, I like this.
Yeah.
But deadlifts was one of those things, I love the thought of it, but I hate doing it. It looks good when you've locked out, but it's rough pulling off the floor.
Yeah, deadlifts is, I find it like a mental thing, deadlifts though.
Yeah.
Like, because if I know I can pull 240, my body can't physically pull it, but if I'm tired, if I'm not in the mood, if I haven't eaten, if I'm just like feeling lazy that day, like, deadlifts is such a, do you ever feel a deadlift and you get angry, you go back to it like 5 minutes later and it comes up? It's such a mental thing for most things you do is a mental thing. It's wanting to do it, and it's about, right, the bar's coming up here, like, there's no other option, it's coming up, that's the end of it. But yeah, deadlifts, not a great fan. Me and deadlifts don't get on very well, but
it's a very love-hate relationship.
Something you have to keep doing, like, you know, and it's something I can't stop doing. I can't just be like, no, I don't want a deadlift. You know, but
I think a lot of people, if they had the choice not to deadlift and powerlift and strongman, they'd probably take it. Same with a lot of other events, but unfortunately, it's one of those things. If you want that chance or opportunity to go somewhere, you just need to do it.
Need a deadlift.
Yeah. Intensity is a big thing for strength sports. You get your volume blocks, you get your strength blocks. Even in peak, there's a good bit of intensity. What's the intensity like for strongman training?
See, we knew this comp was coming up a wee while ago. I sort of had a wee bit in between of just like training like you normally would, but I never had a set plan. I was like, right, do my deadlifts, do a log press, do an axle press, do sandbag runs and stuff. But when you know there's a comp there and they bring out the events for the comp, so we were then told, right, it's deadlift, trump weights, 60 seconds on an axle bar, and then we're told log press, we're told to wait for it, axle press, dumbbell press, sandbag runs, sandbag to shoulder, yoke, farmers. Once you get told that, that's when you're like, right, put the work in now here. It's like, stick as much weight as you can on it and start moving with it, because I maybe knew 8 weeks out maybe what was happening. And to take your training from, if I'm doing log for 100 kg, I needed 110 for 2 reps. It's like, right, log in here, get the 110 for 1, get it for 2. Like, it is non-stop. And that's just the strength side, that's not including the conditioning side, which is something I'm not very well conditioned at any time of the year, like, you know what I mean? I don't like running, cycling, skier, any of that. Not a fan.
Yeah, neither.
No, but it increased a lot. It was, right, up in the mornings, eat porridge, down in the gym, 9 a.m, 45 minutes of conditioning, more food, training in the afternoon, and it does increase, like, and it does take a toll on you, but I find when my training increases and intensifies, it gets me in the mood to train. I'm like, yep, this is happening. Like, I am waking up early tomorrow. I'm going to bed here 11 o'clock because I'm up tomorrow morning and I'm repeating it all over again. And I know if I continue to do this for 4 or 5 weeks here, I will be the best I can be. If you sit back and you sort of take it slow and you're like, nah, we'll not worry about that today, or we'll skip conditioning this morning, like, you will regret it on comp day if you feel like you could have done better, if you just put in that wee bit more effort. So the intensity of training never bothers me. I like it to be intense. I like pushing boundaries. I like falling over and not, like, just feeling horrible. I'm like, that's nice, you know.
Yeah.
I've spoken there 5 times today. It's a nice wee feeling. But yeah, it's intense, like, but it is for any sport if you want to take it that next level.
I suppose, I mean, every sport, if you want to be good at it, you almost do have to train intensely, because you need to get your body used to, like you said, conditioning and stuff. Yeah. Like, I've done plenty of sports over the years. I've done boxing, I've done powerlifting, I've done rowing, I've done rugby, and they all have their own little side of intensity. Mm-hmm. And like I said, every sport has their intensity. Yeah,
wrong man or bad.
Did we read it? Wrap my head around this one.
MC Francis on the mic. Yes, I.
We'll have a wee vape while you're reading that.
Francis, make sure and tell them you're also the strongest boy.
I'm not.
Why are you saying no?
Ready.
As a powerlifter, I know aggression isn't always 100% the answer when you're training, when you're competing, when you're doing whatever you're doing in powerlifting. Would you say aggression is a key part of your training or competing, or would you say it's something you try and avoid?
For me personally, I can't be angry when I do a lift. Like it's a deadlift again, we'll go back to that, for example. Like, if I'm in a bad mood that day, or even if it's like someone comes over and shouting at you, hits you in the head and all, like, right, come on, get it up. I just get more annoyed that I've been slapped. And then I'm more being like, I'm angry because I got slapped. Why don't I want to pull this deadlift right now? I need to be in, like, the right mindset. Yeah. I need to be like, right, this is what you're doing. Not saying there's no aggression in it.
Yeah.
It's aggression's maybe not the word I'm looking for. It's aggression for power would be what it is. Like the likes of sandbags and stuff, like to get 100 kg sandbag to your shoulder, you can't just lift it and put it up there. You know what I mean? There's a wee bit of pulling, there's a wee bit of shoving, a wee bit of slapping with the bag and stuff. Yeah. But once again, I can't be just angry.
It's almost like controlled aggression.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, I know controlled aggression is a very big thing in a lot of sports as well. Mm-hmm. Like, it just is. Mm-hmm. And you need to know when to switch it on, and you need to know when to switch it off, and you need to know what type of aggression you're using for what you're doing. Yeah. Like, I know for deadlifts, I need the aggression where I'm a little bit more angry than I would be for squat or bench, especially because it's coming up to that end of the SBD. And I do need that little bit more. Mm-hmm. But on squats, I know, I need a little bit of aggression, but I don't need that much. Yeah. I just need a tiny bit to get me in there.
Yeah, yeah. You need to be focused for it, is the main thing. Like, if I'm focused, if I have deadlift in front of me, I'm like, right, this is coming up. I'll tell myself it is. All right, come on, it's going up here. But I can't be screaming, shouting. Same as, like, I tend to, when I don't do something, I'd get really frustrated with myself. Like, like if I feel a log press or something, like, I hate going back to it. I'm like, I'm fed up with it, I'm done, like, and then once I get in that mood, I can't do it again. I need to take a minute and calm down and be like, right, go back to the technique of it. Go back, like, you know how to deadlift, you know how to do a log press, you know how to carry a sandbag. You can do it. Just focus and switch on and do it, as opposed to getting angry and frustrated and being like, right, raw aggression here, let's see what happens, because end of the day it is the technique of the movement still.
Yeah.
And it's do the technique right and the weight will move, whatever it is, you know.
It almost goes back to that question I had about technicality.
Yeah, exactly. And the minute if you're really angry and really annoyed, like, technicality goes out the window. You're just annoyed. You're like, right, move it somehow, get it over the head, move it over there, deadlift it up. But you need to focus on this is what you need to do.
You can almost say, for example, if you're a combat athlete and you're getting in a ring, you have to have that level of aggression, but you need to stay controlled, or else you're just going to start haymaking. You start haymaking, you're getting a right hook and you're dropping.
Yeah.
It's left, right,
exactly.
good out.
Yeah. You need to be focused on what you need to do while still doing everything you know you can do, in a way. Yeah.
So, pressure's a big thing in every sport. I would say in an individual sport, it probably hits you a little bit harder because you're pressured to perform to the best of your ability.
Yeah.
So, what's pressure like for you in competition?
Yeah, it's rough, like it is for anything. Like, even if you look at someone playing a football match for their local town, like, when they're going to be a bit nervous and they're going to be a bit hyped for it and all, like, but when it's an individual thing, when it's you against you, I feel like it does intensify a wee bit, like, I don't know, there's no one will ever put pressure on you as a lifter, like, no one's ever going to come to you and be like, Adam, if you don't do this, you're a joke, you're a failure, like, that is bad, you're not doing that, but I feel like there's a wee bit in everyone puts a lot of pressure on themselves.
It's almost, I know that I struggle a lot with, like, if in peak you climb very close to your PRs, and I know that you seen it yesterday and you spotted me, I was a little bit anxious about hitting that was a PR.
Yeah.
It's never pressure, it's overthinking.
Yeah.
That's the truth of it.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a lot of overthinking. Like, as I said, like, last comp, sitting up the whole night before, like, and I was looking up random people's names from all over the country, like, it doesn't do no good whatsoever. Looking at other people or finding what other people are doing or any of that. But the minute you step out, as you will when you step out on the platform, as you do when you step out anywhere to do your first lift of the day, like, because you know how hard you've trained, I think that's the main bit. If you know you've trained hard, you've eaten right, you've done your conditioning, like, everything you have done to the best of your ability.
Yeah.
To go out, do something and not fail at it, but not do as well as you think you could have or should have, I feel like that's where it's bad. If you join a competition and, like, your training's bad and you don't really care about it, like, go out and do what you want, you'll not feel the pressure because you're like, I haven't trained for this, doesn't matter, I'm just here to do what I want to do.
Just here for the crowd.
Yeah, but when you do put pressure on yourself to push yourself more, the pressure will always come back on comp day. Like, and it's something that, once again, wee bit of nerves and stuff, maybe first lift in or whatever, but the pressure does leave. You know, you warm up to the crowd and you talk to other people, and, like, if you do well in your first one, you're like, right, class, I'm settled. That's me. I'm settled now. I know I can continue to do what I need to do here.
Yeah.
But yeah, I feel like put a lot of pressure on myself. Like, if I do really bad at this competition, I think I'll just quit being a PT. You know?
Yeah.
Because imagine I was your coach and you were like, Francis, how do you do it at your comp? Came last. Horrible day. You'd be like, right, well, I don't trust you anymore. No, I don't trust you. So
I think that's a massive thing for PTs nowadays. Is everyone looks at a PT, and the truth is, if you're going after a PT, you're going to pick a PT who's good at their sport and looks good.
Yeah.
You know, it is definitely one of the reasons I lean towards Ethan.
Yeah.
You know, I'd known Ethan for years. I'd known him before he was in the gym, and I'd known him after. I knew who he was. I knew what he is now.
Yeah.
And I think that was one of the biggest reasons I picked him, is because I saw somebody who was able to spin their life like that and turn it into something that's way better.
Yeah.
And you trust someone like that. And I think if you're going to a PT who's big, you know, unhealthy, doesn't do anything but just has a qualification.
Yeah. There is arguments about it both. There could be a PT who isn't what the average person would call in shape, but they could be the most knowledgeable personal trainer there is out there, and they could get you to the best you could ever be.
Yeah.
You know, there's no doubt about that. But you will tend to lean to someone who's done what you want to do.
Yeah.
Like, I wouldn't go, like, Chris trains me for strongman. I know Chris knows what he's talking about because he's been there. He's been the Irelands, he's won Irelands, he's been to Britons, like he's walked the walk. So then, like, I'm gonna listen to him. But yeah, for coaches, it is difficult to like want to do good because you want to be like, right, if I do well here, I can post about it. Like that should bring in more people and more people.
I think
you feel like they'll trust what you say more.
I think that's another big thing is just an individual like me who's just going in to compete. There isn't the pressure of trying to retain business from it. Whereas if you're a PT, there's that pressure of if I don't perform well, I have to retain my business after not performing well.
Yeah.
I feel like that's definitely something that would send my head through the roof. Like I don't think I could do that. If I walked in a comp and I like came last and I should have came at least fifth.
Yeah.
With like 12 lifters, I would have probably just hung up the belt after that.
You're like, that's me done. I'm gonna go work in Littles here down the road again. Like, you know,
that's all. That's all the kit invented. Yeah. See you later. Cancel my membership. So since you started strongman, how has your body changed conditionally from when you started your strongman training to today?
Yeah, massive difference. Like before in the gym, I would have trained chest and biceps, and I'm pretty sure I trained biceps every day of the week. But it was like,
I think we've all been there.
Set of curls and take 5 minutes and go and talk to someone, and then another set of curls and stuff. But like anything, when you train intensely, your body will adapt to what you're doing. Do you know what I mean? Likes of powerlifting, it's repetitiveness again. Your body will adapt to doing squat, bench, and deadlift a whole pile, and it will get better at those movements. For strongman, you will get better the more you train certain movements. Physically, like, once again, there's changes again, like, you know what I mean, shoulders wider. I'm not necessarily doing a ton of lat raises or very specific movements and stuff. Haven't done biceps in months, but my arms are still the same size as they were when I was doing them every day. So like your body will adapt to what you're doing. Your body will change both physically and the condition side as well. Like I remember starting the conditioning when we were in here, first starting, and it was horrible. I was doing like 10 calories on the bike, 20 seconds off, and then needing to throw up. I'd always come back to it like, right, going again here, but after maybe a week and a half of that, I could do it. You know what I mean? Then you increase it again, you make it more intense, and your body will always adapt to what you're doing. No matter what you're doing in life, your body will change itself to do what you need to do, which is kind of cool when you think about it.
Yeah, it's weird to think that, like you said, in a week and a half you adapt to that. You know, a lot of people think when you think about your body adapting to something, you immediately think this could take a couple of months. This is going to take a while to adapt to.
Yeah.
But then you do it and you're like, oh, surely it's been about 6 months by now, and you look back, oh my god, it's been 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And you're like, it's been the longest 2 weeks of my life.
Longest 2 weeks,
but you feel so amazing after it.
Yeah.
Like I remember my first volume block for powerlifting, and it was 4 weeks long. And by the end of it, on week 4, on my final day, I genuinely thought it'd been about a year. I goes to Ethan, is this over? And he goes, yeah. And I was like, thank God. Yeah. And I'm looking back and I'm like, it wasn't too bad because volume is a fundamental. You know, intensity is a fundamental. Yeah. And you're going through it and you're thinking this is horrible, but you look back and you're like,
yeah. You find okay, it was bad at the time, but looking back, it wasn't the worst thing in the world. Yeah. And it also will make you better when you do change blocks, or it will increase and make everything easier in the long run. It just sucks doing it. To start off, sucks, horrible, but once again, it's a mindset thing of like, right, I need to do it, because if I don't do it, I will never be where I need to be. Yeah. You know? Shut up, I wasn't talking to you.
So the final question we have for you, Francis, is we're gonna dig a little bit deep. Just a little bit. So my question is, what would you be without the strength you've gained? And what has it taught you in your time of training?
That is a deep question.
It is?
It is a deep question. What would I be without the strength? I don't know. I think I'm hilarious. Like, I think people like me because of my personality and my nice eyes, do you know what I mean? So I don't think the strength has anything to do with it. What was the second part of the question?
What has it taught you?
Okay, I'll answer that bit. I'll not go into the first bit because this video will be an hour long and it'll be a deep dark dive down, like, do you know what I mean? I feel like with anyone who properly locks in on a sport, it does teach you a lot about yourself. Like if you had told me a year and a half ago, like, Francis, you're going to Ireland's strongest man here, do well in it, you'll go to Britain's Strongest Man. You know, I would have been like me talking about rise up and doing my bicep curls down the corner, like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I feel like I'm just going to toot my own horn here. Like, I just feel like you realise how like resilient you are to things and how much pressure you can take on yourself. And there's a word I'm looking for, and it's on the tip of my tongue and I can't quite get it. But you do realise like you can do more than you thought you ever could.
Yeah.
Is what I'm trying to say. Like, and because you see you can do it, you're like, well, I can't do anything then. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, if you try hard at something, you will succeed in the long term.
Yeah.
Like, if you do something every single day, it might take you 6 months, might take you 6 years. Eventually, you will be good at it. And that's with anything, not even talking strength sports. It's like, if I wanted to start up a bakery tomorrow, I feel like I'd have the mindset to be like, right, I'm going to start a bakery. There's going to be 5 buns on a table, like, and it's going to start with that. But I'll do what I need to do. I'll wake up early. I'll have late nights. Like, I will make it work. And I feel like that's a massive thing. And once you know you can do that and you believe in yourself that much, it takes you to places that you didn't think you could get to. Like,
yeah, because I feel like for me, without my strength, I would be a nobody. Like, you know, I wouldn't be.
You probably would.
Yeah, but I feel
you
like,
probably would. I'd be different. I'd be super cool still, but you would be a nobody.
I feel like it's a lot. It's the same with a lot.
Do you need a hug? Actually, do you need a hug? I
Do you need a hug?
You know what I mean? You're like, I'd be a nobody.
But you didn't. You said you want.
No, you'd be someone.
But like, I feel like a lot of strength sports, without your strength, you are nobody in that sport, and you know, because the whole sport was always on strength, obviously, and I feel like a lot of people would only dream, if you're not somebody with strength, everyone has their own terms of strength. But if you're somebody with no strength, you can't learn. Without learning, you'll never progress. And without progression, you're the same person you were yesterday. It's the same thing you said. You wake up with that mindset. You want to go in. You want to learn. You learn. You get stronger. You get stronger. You learn. It's just that repeating cycle.
Yeah.
I feel like that's a very important cycle in these sports.
Yeah. It is. It's all about learning. Like, you know what I mean. Like, this is my first year competing at Ireland's Strongest Man. There's people who've competed for the last 5 years at it, you know. So to get out and do it and be in that environment of people is a massive thing for a start, you know. Which is why if I don't come first, I'll just take it on the chin and be like, right, first year out here, 22 years of age, like, you're not going to beat the 35-year-old there who's done it for 10 years, like, you know what I mean? But
yeah.
I feel like we went off topic there, but wee bit. But no, once again, like, if you enjoy what you're doing, you will do it. Some days I hate it, actually. When I say that, I just thought about all the times I've hated training and all, and eating and training, and horrible. But
that's one of the lessons you learn.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
Everything you hate is always a lesson as well.
Yeah.
You know, you wake up and, like, say you wake up tomorrow and, like, I've got a really busy day. I'm going to have to train in the morning, and I have to wake up an hour earlier to make it to training.
Yeah.
Oh, so I'm going to have to skip training.
Yeah.
If you don't train, that could mean the difference between winning and losing.
Yeah.
And it is as simple as that. And I feel like those are some of the kind of lessons you need to learn. Like, you need to lessen your discipline. You need to lessen your obsessions, motivations, and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I feel like that's definitely a part of what you learn.
Yeah, yeah. Discipline. I should have mentioned that in the last question. Discipline's a big part of it. Because discipline beats motivation.
Yeah.
Every day of the week, like, you know what I mean.
I feel like a lot of people start with obsession by looking at people.
Yeah.
Then they get the motivation. But if they can't teach self-discipline, it goes out the window. Like you said, discipline will beat motivation. Motivation beats obsession.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
discipline will always be.
Yeah. The bottom line is, if you're disciplined to do it, and you keep doing it, you will do well at some stage.
Yeah.
Like, it's impossible not to.
And the other thing is, it's not even disciplining. Like, it's never discipline. It's never discipline to hit weights. It's discipline to train.
Yeah.
You can walk in and you can have a 160 deadlift for 4. You might only get it for 2, but you still have the discipline to go there and try it and give it your 100%.
Yeah.
And you might not got the 4, but you give it your all.
Yeah.
And it's
at least you got 2 there, and you
Yeah.
didn't say, I'm not training today. I'm going to leave it. I'll wait till tomorrow. Like, you know.
Yeah. And that's only going to set you up for more success.
Yeah. 100%. Yeah.
Yeah. That's all for now. thank you very much for taking time and coming down, Francis.
Anytime. I was here anyway, like, you know, just down next door.
Not like you work here or anything.
No, not like I work here.
Not like we both live here every day, but
yeah, anyone watching this, if you want to see me compete in Ireland's Strongest Man, it'll be live streamed somewhere. I don't know where it'll be live streamed, but
we'll
you
get the
should
link.
watch it.
We'll get the link in the story as soon as we get it. Same for March 21st, Evolution Gym Korean. Be there or watch it. We're both waiting for you.
We're both waiting.
If you're not watching or in the stadium, we'll come to find you. Like,
shut up. That'll do. We'll just end it there, mate. Right? We'll just cut it out.
Thank you very much.